difference in the second half? Mike told us a little bit about changing blocking angles and that stuff. Backside linebacker and a bunch of stuff. I have no idea what he means. But how pivotal was that in getting the running game going in the second half?
It was huge. You know, we just we felt like there were a couple opportunities on some of the plays, and we ran counter. Got that. We were trying to take advantage of the backside end if we could, and try and get underneath him. And you know, we also ran an inside zone play with a kind of a motion from the tight end that created a seam inside. We were able to seal him out. I think that just maybe changed things up a little bit. It wasn't quite the same traditional look that you normally have with the play, and we took advantage of it. You know, and hit some holes in there, and our guys made guys miss, and we blocked it right. And there were moments in there too where you paired it up with an RPO and we threw the slant. We got the slant for some yardage in there, and we're able to keep drives along and just keep plugging away. You know, when it came down, I was pissed off that we had 10 points, but at the same time, I wasn't really pissed off because I didn't feel like we were playing terrible. I thought we were playing actually pretty good. We just didn't have much to show for it. Second half, obviously going out and getting 17 points there was a big deal in the second half, and our defense shutting out Arizona State in the second half was a monster too. So all in all the way around, huge team victory for us.
About the quarterbacks, how do you feel they played?
I won't know until, again, I know I say it all the time, but I don't really know until I go back and get a chance to just say, this kid made the right read, he made the right throw, he was on point, he was on target. It's hard for me to say. Nobody really just stood out to me today. Just right now as I'm sitting here a few minutes after the game. But by the time we get back to Oklahoma, I'll know.
What kind of weapons have been Stribling there on the outside? What do you bring to this passing game and offense as a whole?
Strib's a pro. I've said it 100 times now. The way he practices is just different. Like today, I'll just tell you, I don't know if he's bullshitting me or what, but, we're out there watching, and I guess that's not really good to say, but we're out there and I'm watching pregame warm-ups, and the guy catches a routine hitch, and this is basically on air, okay? In his mind, he makes the guy miss. And then he's running down the sideline. Again, this is on air. And then he stiff arms and hurdles a guy and gets himself into the end zone. And he's not joking around. He's not doing this for the crowd. He's not doing it for anybody else. He's doing it for himself and putting himself in that moment. And the guy he practices like that all the time. I can't say enough good things about what he's done for us so far and how he's kind of just, bled into everything else for us as a receiving corps.
Knowing what you had called on what ended up being Brennan's touchdown, what was it like watching that develop, and when did you know it was a touchdown?
Right out of the gate. We've been holding that play for a while. There were a couple times in there where we wanted to run it, didn't have the exact right situation, called timeout on one, finally had the right moment, and we felt like it was going to be a hit. We didn't know it would have that kind of impact, but we thought it would be a hit, and we were saving it, to be honest with you, and saving it for the right moment, and then that was the right moment. And the staff does a great job collectively of input and ideas and thoughts, and it was really good. There's a lot of plays in there throughout that, throughout the game that, again, collectively we do as a staff, and I couldn't be happier with how that turned out today.
We mentioned the run game adjustments. When can you make an adjustment in the game, and when do you know that, hey, we've got to wait till we get into halftime to make this?
Some of the things you can do right away. They mixed it up pretty good tonight. Their defensive coordinator is really good. Obviously, he got hired away from Washington State last year by a guy that's an up-and-comer and from Oregon, and so they've got things going on. They're going to be a good football team. They're a good football team now, but it was kind of cat and mouse throughout the first half. They were playing some one and some two. Well, we thought they were going to play almost all man, and that's who they are. Okay, so if you say who is Washington State or who is Arizona State, they're a man football team. And they're going to line up and they're basically going to say, we're better than you are. And they started the game with almost exclusive zone. It was wild. So then they changed it up a little bit, and they got to some man, and they got to some two, and they did a good job of trying to keep you off balance. And we found a way in the second half, though, to try and take advantage of some of the counters.
You mentioned you weren't too disheveled coming into the locker room, but whenever you look down, you have 0 rushing yards. What kind of going through your head then?
Hell, I didn't know we had 0.
Half had 0.
Okay. I didn't know we had 0. I felt a whole lot better about it at that time. I'm not a stat guy. I don't sit around and just grind on stats all day long. I didn't know. I felt like we were actually moving the ball pretty well, and I knew that we were throwing it more than we were running it, because the first couple of attempts running the football didn't go so well. So it took just a second. We got it figured out. We got some issues ironed out, and we were able to run the ball a lot better for sure. And it's the second week in a row I'm doing that. So I'm happy with how it turned out.